So guys, gonna go ahead and make a video about how I go about setting up a guitar. Now this video might be a little bit different than the last couple ones. We'll do some playing at the end, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna throw some fresh strings on this, clean the neck, wipe it down, stretch the strings. Let's get to it. Now, we're gonna set this guitar up in drop B. Gonna use these Magnum Slinkies. It's a 12 to 56 with a 22 wound. Like I said, we're gonna set it up in drop B. Drop B is just my preferred tuning to play in. It's kind of a long story. A friend of mine, a long time ago, we were in a band and they used to say, I'm never playing anything lower than drop D. Because, you know, I used to think that was the way for everything. And then band practice came around and he wrote a song in drop C. And I was kind of blown away. I was like, all right, this sounds really good. And then further down the road, hey, we're gonna play in drop B. And that right there was just the initial, I fell in love with that drop tuning. Right then and there. Now, I still love drop D, drop C, C sharp standard, E flat's even good. I mean, if you get just right, E standard is even perfect for playing aggressive metal. You just gotta know how to utilize it. Now, this is the way I like to do this. Just putting some lemon oil on the neck, rub it into the frets, rub it in with your fingers, and then we're gonna let it sit for just a second. We're gonna go ahead and wipe it off. This neck was pretty good, didn't really need a whole lot, but it never hurts. Now this guitar is a Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy. It has the Fishman Moderns in it. And I don't know if some of you guys know, but the classic Gibson Epiphone scale length, they're all 24 and 3/4 inch scale lengths. This one is actually 25 and a half. They're 24 frets, which is kind of unusual for Les Pauls too. This guitar is for sure set up for metal player. Has the Grover locking tuners on it. And yeah, this guitar, pretty sweet. Now, the cool thing about the locking tuners, you don't have to go and wind them up. Put it in, pull it through, lock it down, and you're getting closer and closer. It saves a ton of time. Get it in, pull it through, get it in your nut slot, pull it tight, lock it down. That's one less thing we gotta worry about right there. Now, I don't like to cut the strings off until I get everything on, but you guys probably don't need to see all that. This video is really gonna be for like new players that are kind of nervous about setting up guitars. Shouldn't be anything to be nervous about. It's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it and you get used to it, you're gonna find your own tricks, tips, things that just work for you and how you like to set up your guitar. Now, I'm gonna show you the tricks and tips that I like to use. We'll go from there, okay? Clean your mess as you go. That drives me insane. Now, maybe you guys could come on, any guitar players that set up your own guitars, come on here and throw on a couple comments about what you like to do, how you like to do it. Maybe I can learn something from you guys. Now, come on. I did take the truss rod cover off, so that way if we need to adjust the neck, that's already there and set and ready to go. And here's that 22 wound. Rob Arnold, he's the guitar player for Chimera. I saw that I like to watch his YouTube videos, and I saw that he was using these wound third strings, and I just got super interested, and I had to go get a set. I don't know if these are the exact same ones he uses, but I cannot play it without it now. It feels completely foreign to me with a guitar that doesn't have the wound string, especially in a drop tuning. Now this 56 gauge might be a little bit light to some people for drop B. I think it's just right, especially with the scale length. And we're gonna get it in. There we go. Had that one kind of backwards. Come on. Now we got it. Now this guitar with the active Fishman pickups does take a 9-volt battery. We're gonna go and switch that too. And this, would, believe it or not, is actually my first guitar with Fishmans. And I have had more guitars than I care to admit. But I've always kind of leaned more towards EMG 81. I prefer the 60 if it's going to have a neck pickup, but the 85 is good too. Now, when it comes to passive pickups, I'm really kind of for any of them as long as it sounds good and it needs minimal effort to try to push on the amp. So, but my favorite passive pickups by a long shot would be the Black & Winter Seymour Duncan pickups. They just have so much tightness in their playing, and they do have a pretty good amount of push on the amp. You know, as a guitar player or metal player, or really just about any music, you want to push your amp. You want to see what you could get out of it. So that's just what I like to do. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to have. Plug in this thing and get it tuned up. We should probably change that battery first, huh? Be smart. Battery cover's in the back. Take this guy out. Throw in a fresh one. There. Nice and simple. It's in there. Let's get it tuned up. If you guys could see the pedal on there, it's gonna barely, it might be upside down to you guys, but we're doing with what we got here. Like I said, we'll trim these strings back here just a little bit. It's okay if it's not dead on right away. So we're gonna come through and stretch these strings out. And they're gonna need to get tuned again. And probably again. So I might have to adjust the neck a little bit. We might make a separate video on how to adjust your truss rod. Tell me if you guys would like to see that. Because we'll probably let this sit for the night before we adjust the truss rod. Try to let everything just settle in. Maybe you guys can put down in the comments too, what is your favorite tuning to play in? All right, almost there. Now I'm going to show you guys a trick that I learned from a guitar tech. So you can already tell it's slipped out some. A guitar tech that I actually used to take my stuff to, and a good buddy of mine in Colorado. It's a store called Drum City Guitarland. And their tech, he showed me, or their guitar tech, sorry, showed me this trick when pulling on the strings to stretch them out, because it doesn't put so much pressure on the nut, and you don't want to put any more added pressure that you don't need to. So put your finger down on the first fret and pull on each string. So kind of start from the back, come in, give it a little bit all the way through on each one. Now what you're doing is just kind of helping these strings stretch out. It'll keep them in tune longer and tighter and better, especially with these thicker style strings. Okay, now this thing is going to be completely out of tune again. Not too bad, but you know, we dropped a whole half step there. Yeah. Now I think we're gonna have to drop this bridge down just a little bit, but we're gonna worry about that tomorrow. Let's go ahead and plug in the amp and see what some riffs we could get out of it. All right, let's get ready to play this a little bit. We got the strings all cleaned up now. I think we'll still do another video on the truss rod because I'm gonna want this to sit for a little bit. Feels pretty good right now. I do think we're gonna have to drop this just a little bit, but it's all right. Let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like. Let's hear what it sounds like with the passive pickup part. We've deactivated the active pickup part. Active. Whoa, wrong button. Let's see what this thing sounds like clean. Sounds good. Yeah, I like it. I like these active Fishmans. I was always real skeptical about them. I always thought that they had way too much high end, but I think they sound pretty good. Now, for everyone that hasn't watched, I'm using a PRS MT15. This thing punches way above its weight. It says it's 15 watt amp, but it's definitely pushing closer to the 50. I'm playing out of an oversized Bugera 4x12, and it has the I can't say her Eminence. I can't remember what speakers they are, but they're from Eminence. Now, I hope you guys like this video. Hope maybe you learned some tricks out of it. Like I said, if you got any tips and tricks that you can send to me, please do. Please like and subscribe, share the video, and I appreciate everybody watching. Have a great night.